Today, I would like to talk about eTIMs. And eTIMs is Electronics Tax Information Management System, a system from KRA. And for those who don't know, KRA is Kenya Revenue Authority. It is one of the government institutions which collects taxes on behalf of the Kenyan government. So they have this system called eTIMs, and I know most of you have heard about eTIMs, especially if you are a taxpayer. Taxpayers, so long as you have a KRA, like every 31st June of every year, you need to file returns. And if you are running a business, a company, and so forth, then also you need to file returns every month. So this is one of the topic that will concern you as a taxpayer first. But in this case, I'm talking about eTIMs on the perspective of a developer. Remember, Codestar Technologies is a tech YouTube channel, and we have done quite a number of videos which are amazing. So in case maybe it's your first time to be on this channel, kindly click the subscribe button and even look for some of the videos which you can share with your friends. I know you're not going to miss one which you can share with your friends, and also tell them to subscribe to our channel because that's how you normally support this channel. And for those who have subscribed, continue sharing our videos to as many people as you can, and thank you for your continued support. So let's get back and talk about this eTIMs thing. So eTIMs being a system which assists KRA, that is Kenya Revenue Authority, to be able to receive real-time data from the taxpayers, especially businesses. So that is the real purpose of eTIMs. And how is it related to IT or IT profession or you as a developer? So from this point of view, I'm focusing on this topic as a developer, how you can be able to learn this system, learn a skill which can help you to maybe you can start a business which can lead to a multi-billion business, or else it can turn out to be a side hustle for you as a developer. So it's one of the skills that you put on your CV, and it can assist you in getting more opportunities for that matter. Or maybe in case some of the system that you're building, maybe it can be a point of sale, it can be an e-commerce, all those systems deal with selling of products and services. And for that matter, you need to know KRA needs to get real-time information about taxes, the taxes that are being paid to KRA, or maybe what a business can pay to the KRA after collecting from the customers or clients for that matter, so that KRA can have that real-time data streaming in their servers, and they can be able to forecast and predict on what might be uh, the source of revenues, and also maybe the expected amount that they can earn in future, something like that. So it helps you in different ways. Now, you as a developer, you need to learn skills on how you can integrate eTIMs. As you all know that by, I think, March, I don't know whether it was beginning of March of this year, 2024, all the businesses were supposed to comply with KRA by onboarding all their daily operations to the eTIMS systems. So there are various ways which you can onboard. That's what I want to talk about by looking at this information which comes from their site. I'll even share the link on the comment section so that you can be able to go through and check. So now, all the businesses, if you are a business or a company and you're selling goods and services, you need to make sure you integrate your system, or maybe you can onboard your daily operations to the eTIMs. That is in case maybe your business doesn't have a system that is which a working system as per now, then it means now KRA provides you with a platform where you can sell products, and they can be able to kind of monitor your daily operations. It's like they provide a system for you which you can use. So that is what I mean. But in case maybe if you have a system which is existing now, as a developer, uh, I'm going to share with you different ways on how, based on this document, on how you can integrate that system with eTIMs so that it can be able to transmit that data in real time. So let's start. Then there is the first step, which is how to acquire this system. So there are copies, documents which you need to share. As you can see, there is the copy of your ID. That is in case maybe it's a sole business, you need to share that information. Then we have got for those companies also they need to share information of their directors and other legal representative for that matter. So there is also a form here which you need to fill. So as you can see, this is a form that you need to fill as a business or maybe as a company, and share to the KRA. That is, you take it to the KRA so that you can start the process of onboarding your business to the eTIMS system. So now that is the first step that you need to undertake. In case maybe you're a developer, this is what you need to let your client know, because most of the clients will approach you asking you how they can be able to onboard their business to the KRA, and you need to understand where to start from. So you need to guide them. Most of them, they might not know how to do it. So that is the first step. Once they do that, they fill the form, then we'll get to the next step, which is now the KRA will approve. And then we have got different available eTIMS solutions for different taxpayers. Remember, as I said, we have got taxpayers who have already existing this sorry for the names, who has existing systems. So how do they do that? And also we have got for the clients who don't have an existing system. So we start by with the clients who with the taxpayers who don't have an existing system. So KRA provides you with the software which now you can use. So once you make application, they will share with you this software which you can install it either on your computer or your Android. And this one, you install it on your gadget, and once you install it, now you can be able to use it. So as you can see, um, for this criteria of this client software, taxpayer must be selling goods for that matter. Then we have got, you need to have a desktop computer or a laptop, maybe something like that, as you can see. But this one does not work for other operating systems. It seems to work for only Windows operating system. So in case maybe in your company you are using MacBooks and maybe Linux and so forth, yeah, I don't think whether it's going to work for you. And these are the specifications of the machines that you need to have. That is the storage, RAM, and so forth. So the next thing is taxpayer has no an invoicing system. So it means already you don't have like an existing system for that matter. So this is what we have here. And in case maybe you have either a Windows computer, then you have got that. This is for a business which only has like one cashier for that matter. Let me say it like that. Let me put it that way. So it's only one computer, and this is it. So for those businesses which might have, let me not say cashier, let me say one branch. Now the other one is for the businesses which has got maybe let's say different branch. For that matter, this is what you need to use. Then we have got for those guys who are using tablets or maybe a phone for that matter, so they can use this system. So this system will help, will enable you to. It's like a point of sale. You will add all the products that you are selling, set the prices, all that, the codes and so forth. That is the barcodes and so forth. So once you set them, uh, you can also sell from the system itself. So in that case, whenever you want to sell, you want to create an invoice, you just click there, log into the system, enter the details of what you want to sell, then automatically it is going to generate a receipt which is compliance with the requirements of the KRA. Remember, they need a receipt or an invoice which has a QR code, something like that. So this is for the businesses which do not have an existing system. What does this mean? Then we have got this is a guide for the mobile. Then we have got the guide for the online, because there is the ones that you can install on the desktop computer, that is on the Windows desktop computers or something like that, or tablets. That is, it means it's like you are reusing it offline. So sometimes it will synchronize that data to the KRA system. And then there are the ones that you can just log into the portal and be able to generate those invoices like that. So that is it. Now we have got other businesses which now have existing systems. So for the businesses which have existing system, there are two options. There are businesses which their invoicing works offline. Offline, it means it's not you don't need to log into a portal so that you can serve clients. So assuming for those who use maybe something like Sage kind of system, or maybe those ready-made point of sales and so forth. They work on a desktop, so it doesn't mean that when you get a client you need to log in online, and no, you don't do that. So there is that one for you. That is what we refer to as a virtual sales control unit, as suitable for you undertaking bulk invoices and they are not always online, as you can see here. Then we have got the guys who have got a point of sale or a system which is working online. It can be an e-commerce or something like that, and you want it to remit all that information or synchronize that data about tax and what you are selling to eTIMs. So those are the two options for those guys who have got ready or they have got existing systems. So now let's start with the first one. The first one, kama kawaida, as we said, you need to make the application. Once you make the application, they will approve. Once they will approve, now you'll choose, because you'll have that choice of whether you are using the one for VS, CU, something like that. This is offline, or maybe you are using the one which is online. For the offline one, they will provide you with it's a file, it's a software which you will install on your machine so that it can be able to synchronize the whatever transactions that you are doing on daily basis. So it is going to synchronize them uh, when you connect to the internet. Uh, when you connect the machine which has got the NINE, it is going to submit that data to the KRA. Then we have got online. Online, it's kind of an API that they will share with you, API endpoints. So whenever you do any transaction, you'll be able to to be able the system for eTIMs will be able to receive all that information of any transaction which is taking place. So that is it for the two ways you can connect. Whether you have got an existing system or maybe you don't have an existing system, now you know where you are supposed to be. That is it. Now, let's go to the requirements during integration for those who are integrating, who have got existing system. This is now where we come in as developers. This is one of the hotcake gigs that you'll get. It is guys are charging very, very expensive, which is good, not bad, because even the amount of work that you're supposed to do, it's also huge, I can say, or maybe it's a complex task. So now, what are the requirements? There are two ways once the business has been approved to now onboard the business to the KRA. There are steps. First of all, you need to code. Then once you code, integrate, they will go to the next step, which is testing. And once they test, that is the KRA developers, then they can approve. And once they approve, they feel that it is fit, that is, they will approve so that it can meet that data. Now, as I said, we have got this part, which is very, very important. Now, there are two ways you can integrate it. Either a business can do self-integration, or maybe they can look for a third party. Third party is where you as a developer, you can create a business and offer these integrations as one of your services that you offer in your business. So that's why I was telling you, you can create a business out of just these eTIM systems, and we have got now companies which are running, and they are offering these services. They are charging for these services. And as you all know that we have got so many businesses in Kenya, and most of them, they have not complied with the new regulations, which were effective from March, as I said. So for that matter, there is that rush to kind of make sure the business is compliant with the new policies or new regulations for that matter. So a business can do itself by itself, or they can look for a third party. They can look for another IT company which is offering that services. So let's start. This is what I wanted to share a lot now so that you can get to understand. So um, for a business which will be offering which will work as a third party vendor for integration, or maybe a certified integrator, then it will need to have the following. These are the requirements. They need to check all this information. As you can see, there is a guide which they will share, biodata and so forth, office location and so forth, because it needs to be if it's a business, you need to have a physical location and so forth. But now, first of all, you need to register business, or maybe the company that is offering that, and you get this certificate. Also, this one you normally get from eCitizen. And next thing is business permit. Business permit, you unapata from the Kanjo, or maybe city council, that is Nairobi city council. If you are within Nairobi, or maybe wherever you are, you just need to get the business permit from the county government, which is local. Now, the next thing is you need to have national IDs for these guys. It can be director, or maybe it's a sole trader business. Then you need to have the copies of IDs for these guys. The next thing is have a tax compliance certificate. This is another requirement that you need to have. The next thing is to have a proof of at least 3 years of technical staff handling, at least, not 3 years, sorry, proof of at least three qualified, three qualified technical staff. So it means if it is a business, um, or maybe it's a company, on this company you have got at least three developers who are very qualified, and they can show maybe some of the tasks that they have done before. So in handling systems and system administration, something like that. Of which I don't think whether you try to register right now, it might be very difficult, because for the 3 years, you need to wait until you get 3 years, something like that. But if it's your business that you've been in place, then it's very easy for you to get to that. It's a business or a company, if you had a company. And that's why I normally say it's good once you are done with you graduate from university or college, and you think business is one of your things you need to focus on, then it's good you register a business immediately. So that is the advantage of registering a business. Now, the next thing, and registration is done on eCitizen. Now, the next thing, we have got notarized declaration of third-party vendor that they are not insolvent. I think there are those many things like bankruptcy, something like that. You need not to have been declared as bankrupt, and so forth. Then the next thing is technology architecture and documentation of this invoicing system. Then you need to have a clear documentation that covers all these eTIMs thing, so that you can share with the KRA developers. Then we have got trade invoicing systems, softwares in a disk you need to share with the KRA, so that they can be able to go through the system, get to understand whether you've done maybe the coding part correctly. Then we have got all PDF documents for during the certification process, not optical disc, you need to all provide them to the KRA. So that is in case you want to become an integrator. So it's a business, it's or a company, a tech company that is wants to offer this service for to other businesses which are out there on behalf of KRA. The next thing we have got a scenario where you find that this is a scenario where most of the developers might follow under. Maybe in case, maybe if you don't have a business, an existing company or that is technology company, or maybe an existing tech business for that matter. So if you just work as a freelancer and you don't have already then you can look for a business and get employed as a, or maybe contract as a as a developer. So and do the integration on behalf of that business for that matter. So now, if you have a business and you want to integrate the KRA eTIMs for yourself, and maybe you have got a team of IT guys in your company, that is developers in your companies. This is now what are the requirements that you need. Company tax compliance certificate, that is a must. Then you need to have proof of at least 3 qualified technical staff. So it means if it is a supermarket, maybe a company that is selling products, maybe an industry which is selling its product, and they need to remit this, they need to onboard to the KRA eTIMS system, then they need to have a staff of at least. So this also creates job opportunities, because maybe company they might see, okay, we need to have these guys because maybe once they develop, we don't expect them to go. We might have challenge, and when we have challenge, maybe they can come back and charge us more. So for that matter, it's good we can have like at least 3 employees. So mnaweza pata kazi hapo. Then we have got technology architecture, documentation of how integration between trading invoices systems with eTIMs. You need to provide that. Then also there is also the software. It needs to be provided in a copy of it on the CD, and as you can see, even the PDFs and so forth. You need to provide all that information. Then there is another, yeah, that is it for that matter. So this is where most of the developers, I said, you can get now contracted as an employee of that company or business that needs to onboard themselves or their systems, integrate their system with the KRA. So they can contract you and you start offering those services. So yeah, then we have got this number 4. What is it? Technical and administration review KRA after successful integration, ongoing process certificates. This is now after the whole process, what it happens. So you can go through the document, learn much about how it works. Uh, right now, we have got guys who are doing this integration, and I've done my research for quite some time. And first of all, I checked the whole process of integration, but I was working with a similar system. There is a similar system for another Zambia, from Zambia. It looks similar to KRA, and it's like they are pushing for the same thing. So expect like it might happen for most of the African countries. So once you learn the script, it doesn't just end at this point. It might end up on other. It's not. It doesn't mean like it is going to end. Yeah, there are more opportunities which might come from other African countries, because all of them they are focusing to now standardize way of getting real-time data of their taxes. And as you know that government, once it has got clear information of how much revenue they collect, it helps them because they can even get loans. These are some of the records that World Bank and other countries, which maybe where we are seeking as African countries, where we are seeking loans, we normally these are some of the information that we normally provide, so that those institutions can either end up giving us loans and so forth. So it is a big opportunity. So get ready, because this is one of the skills that it's going to create a lot of income to you. So guys are charging up to around 70,000, because I can tell you it's quite a huge task. It's not that easy to consume that API, especially where you are integrating for an existing systems. So most of the institutions which are using things like, as you can see, there is this one which I was working with. This is Sage, a Sage system. I was doing the integration part so that I can see how it works. So I can tell you the tasks as the number of APIs that you need to integrate there. It's more than 10, I think, something like that. So you need to write almost like 10 pages of different, and it's quite something that also depending on the system, the existing system, you need to also get to understand the existing system, how it works. So in case maybe you get a client who has an existing system, you need first of all to understand the existing system, how it works, what is the database, all that information. Then you compare with what data that KRA needs, that is eTIMs needs, and now find a way that now you can you look for a good language which can be able to use to write this integration. Remember, you can use any language. You can use Java, you can use C Sharp, you can use Python, PHP, you can use Node, any of those languages you can use, whichever language that you're comfortable with. So that it's, so long as a programming language, then you can be able to use that language for that matter. So it's quite a job. You can charge from 70, you can charge to 100,000, you can charge to, because I can tell you one thing with the businesses, especially in the field of services. Um, what matters, it is there is something that you need to give the perception of the client whom you're serving. It's like I normally say, um, a cup of coffee at a five-star hotel, it's far much expensive. It can be costing like 2,000, 3,000, something like that, even later. Yeah, 500, something like that, the cheapest you can get. Now when you go to, ukipatana na hao majamaa wanazungushanga coffee kwa street, msee atakucharge maybe 10 bob, something like that, and wewe utashakunywa coffee pia. So it doesn't mean the coffee ina change, still it's coffee, coffee it's coffee. It's only that mahali unakunywa hiyo coffee, that's where what matters now. So when you meet a client, you need to evaluate the capability of the business, how much can it pay, what are some of the, because actually there you will be interacting with the, you can seek to understand much of the system, and through the system you'll be able to know what are some of their daily incomes, something like that, so that one can give you a clear picture of what they are making, and now kind of evaluate their expenses, maybe what are some of their expenses and so forth, what might be the profit. So with that you'll be able to know, now if I charge them 70,000, 100,000, it's going to be possible. And yeah, I know, obvious, you're going to flood the market. There's no problem. It's good to share opportunities. At the end of the day, we are all looking for money. Never ever be scared by just making the market to be flooded, because the more the opportunities, the more we will have more taxpayers on the e-citizen. The more government is going to make money. The more government is going to do more job, more development to us. The more other people who are not earning, the guys who are jobless, they are going to get some skills which maybe they can use it for quite some time to, yeah. So it's only that once you join, just don't now make the market iende chini juu una charge maybe peanuts and so forth, and mnaanzanga kukimbia mkipigia watu simu, oh, you know I have this gig, alafu mtu anakwambia nimecharge 10,000. No, it doesn't work like that. um, as I said, it's one of the big opportunities you can tap. Uh, for the ones that does not, do not, for the businesses which do not have an existing system, you can charge like 50,000, something like that, because that one is quite easy and simple. It's like you're working with the UI, and but the ones that are, you can charge even more, as I said, up to 100,000, depending on the client whom you are serving, and also opportunities differ from one person to another. If I'm an expert in a certain area, then if I charge very high, I just want to cut the number of requests from different clients who are coming, so that I can serve very few clients and they pay me well, to a point that I can do like one or two jobs and I get my maybe 200,000 for a month and I'm good to go. Compared to having like 10 clients, and the 10 clients, you cannot get even at least 100,000. So it is going to be very, very difficult for you to also maybe manage those clients for that matter. So yeah, you need to check, go through the documentation, get to understand. It's a skill that you need to learn. And yeah, I'm thinking of maybe once if I settle, I can try to do a video about it to shed more light, so that yeah, you can learn something. So for those who are going to create e-commerce platform, maybe you have an existing e-commerce platform or existing point of sales and so forth. This is one thing you need to incorporate, such that when you sell to maybe clients who are coming to you, they will feel they are well covered. It's like it's going to add value to your system, and so long as it has an added value, you can charge more also for that matter. So yeah, that is it. I hope you have learned something. Make sure you follow, share, and also remember to subscribe, and also to follow us on the on other platforms. It can be Facebook or even TikTok. We have got an account there, which we normally share this tech content. So thank you guys. See you on the next video.